Been alive for 14 seconds and nobody's here yet. You may not know my little, I tried to load YouTube behind it and it's just sitting there just spinning away. That's the funniest title for a live stream ever. Hey Rachel. How's Lance and everybody? Is like not your married name in, I mean your maiden name in like your married name's not Voorhees, is it? I was thinking about that the other day. That would be scary. Okay. So I'm thinking I finally figured out what your husband's name is, but I probably got it wrong, so I don't want to say it out loud. Just you and me in here. We're hanging out together, and with one lurker. There's somebody type watching everything you write, Rachel. It's Clifford. Clifford was stalking us. It was Jason Voorhees. Friday the 13th. Come on. Took a lot of time to think that up. I found a photo album today or yesterday. I wanted to hold on to it just so I could look through it, but it's not my family. I mean, there's the power of hoarding, I guess. There's actually, the guy was organized about it in the early years. This guy, the entire time he was deployed in World War II and after, he wrote this woman a letter. Found 5 years worth of letters. There were no zip codes on these things. It was first, last name, street in a town, in a state. She got all of them. And she kept everyone. I didn't read any of those either. I was just like, dang, there's a big box. So, yeah. Anyway. Everybody say hi to Bitty Boo. Her keyboard won't let her say hi. That's not funny. We could all make Bitty Boo jokes now, and she can't answer them. Just for the record. Anybody have any questions about tonight's Bible study? Anybody have any questions about a specific Bible passage or doctrine or denomination or lack of denomination or anything? I really wish Cephas would come back in here. Smolo. I haven't seen him in forever. I need a new keyboard, but that's because I abuse mine. It's the one that came with the computer, and it was tiny to begin with. I don't know if y'all noticed that not always do my sentence. I mean, I'm not that bad at sentence structure, but it doesn't always catch it when I try to make something plural or possessive. It's annoying. I have problems with my S. Hey, AD O'Near. The O'Near. Shut up, lady, you're fat. That's how I help my dog stay in shape, is I continually tell her that she's obese. And she's really not. She's portly, but it's not that fat. Really. I've seen a lot fatter dogs. You know, that we've all seen one, you know, the teacup chihuahua that weighs 20 pounds and literally can't walk. It does the stiff-legged walk. It's like across the floor. And they always get excited and then wind up falling down. There was a lot, and some of the, and that's, it's a big sore spot with a lot of the old Bible Belt Baptists and such, not just Baptists, but Church of Christ. A lot of the ones that, I mean, the King James Version is the only version of the Bible. There was like two before that one. I'm just saying. There's the Geneva Bible. What about it? Oh. The guys that did the King James Version of the Bible were under threat of death if they made it lean one way or another. He laid down a sword and said, translate it right here. Grouchy dude and did you give me the scriptures or was that somebody else? Wife? Yeah. And then I got the Hebrew Bible, Hebrew Roots Bible, which takes a lot more talent to read than I currently possess. Grouchy dude got me that. And Grouchy dude hadn't been around either, but I need to get in touch with him. Like Genesis is a lot of fun to read in the scriptures because I don't know these names. Let's do this one. Where is it? Let's look at Corinthians. Haven't been able to bring myself to like highlight this book because it's so pretty. I don't often spend this kind of money on a book. The death is swallowed up in victory. In the scriptures, it says, death is swallowed up in overcoming. O death, where's your sting? O Sheol, grave, where is your overcoming? Where is your victory? And the sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the Torah. But thanks to Elohim, who gives us the overcoming through our Master, Jesus, Messiah. Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always excelling in the work of the Master, knowing that your labor is not in vain in the Master. All we got to do now is figure out what the work of the Lord is. The Master, Jesus. What is his work? Living to show ourselves approved of the Father, through the Father, by the Father. Jesus spent his whole life doing that. Jesus gave up his life to make sure that those people that knew him had an extra long life. Oh, there's something on my Bible. Did I say that I really want to keep this pretty? A lot of the stuff in the scriptures reads really, really pretty. Some of it makes you go, and then you read this, and then you read the King James Version, and the New King James Version, NIV, and the New American Standard, and you're just like, but I literally have a bookshelf full of Bibles. It's like a lot of different translations. There's a copy of the Message in this house. I strongly. It's entertaining, but it's. I caution. It's the only Bible you can get your hands on. It's better than nothing. What party? I wasn't invited to a party. Hey, Dior. NRSV. What's that NRSV, man? I may not have that one. I would like a Strong's Exaltus Concordance. I lost mine in a divorce, along with my Hebrew Bible. And I had one study Bible that had the NIV, the New King James, and Hebrew, and one other. I can't remember now. It's been a while. It's been 30-something years since I laid eyes on that. But it had 4 Bibles in one Bible. And like every time you opened the page, there was all 4 pages on one page. You could literally read. I know you's at the Bible study aid. I just yes, ma'am. Hold on. Time out. Love you too, baby. Y'all should feel like you got ripped off. She is, I don't know, none of us can figure it out. Nobody, not even the people she works with, nothing. Nobody can figure out why her.
Purple is my new color.
I guess so. It must be the purple because you are absolutely beautiful today.
It's the purple. I told you this morning it's for royalty.
For royalty. Guess that's what it is. I mean,
might as well lie to myself.
No, you look good. You're gonna be buying purple everything now, which suits me.
Love you, good night.
Love you too. She didn't get her hair done apparently. I went through the whole gamut and I didn't do anything different. So, and it wasn't just me; it was all the people at her job too. So. But I guess that's the first time I've ever seen her in royal purple, and it's just got. I mean, it sets her skin tone off just ablaze. It's kind of amazing. You play call y'all are all PlayStation people. I don't have a PlayStation. I got rid of my PlayStation. I like first person shooter games. Oh, that's cool, Walter. You can't play Call of Duty and do a Bible study all at the same time because when you run up on a camper or whatever, that's not going to work. That's not going to go over good. I couldn't play Call of Duty and do the Bible study at the same time because, especially not if there was a mic involved. You run up on some guy and he's in your spot. It's annoying. Hate it when another camper beats you to your camping spot because he's dug in now and you can't get there. And all I've got's the Xbox 360. I want to get Xbox One. Sorta. But I don't ever play anymore, so I don't. I think it'd be a waste of money for me, honestly. Well, that's something you might want to get and put in a glass box, Walter. I I was addicted to Ghost. I mean, I do not want to confess how many. It adds up how many hours you've played. I do not want to confess the number of days of my life are tallied up in Ghost. But the missus would sit there and do her thing, and then I would sit there in the evening and do my thing, and I would stay on there for 4 or 5 hours straight. Yeah, PlayStation is too. I just wish they made everybody play through their server. I don't like the hosts deal. That see, and that was my favorite. What's the one on Windows 98 where you had to isolate all the little bouncy balls and the little thing or whatever? God, I could stop. If I had that, I wouldn't be talking to y'all right now. I'd be playing it. And see, I've thought about getting me a gaming PC, but I would just use it for editing videos and stuff, so it'd be a waste of. I actually learned to play first-person shooter on the PlayStation 3. That's when I got addicted to it, and then somebody gave me an Xbox 360. There's like, here you go. And it was one of the white ones. And I went ahead and got me a whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. And it was the first one. I think it was the World War II version of it or whatever. And then I got a Slim, and they came out with Ghost. And I was like, yay. And then they come out with the Modern Warfare one, and I bought that, and I'm like, this is going to be great. And I was like, this is crap. And then I went back to playing Ghost. I hadn't even heard about Warzone because I'm not on Xbox hardly anymore. Hey, just sneak over there and get it now. Maybe she's seen it. I won't know what's going. I love Ghost. I don't know everybody. There's a lot of people that had a problem with Ghost. I thought Ghost was cool. Modern Warfare was crap. Or was Infinite, where you could jump like and fly and all that crap. That was stupid. Well, that's cool, Kilder. That's important. I like jerky. Oh. Something else I've developed a fondness for. Hold on, I've got to get up because I'm not allowing them to stay in the room with me. There's a big fat dog in my way. Ow. That's the wrong dog. Took me forever to figure out how to open this stupid thing. You have to keep it closed because the smell comes out when you open them. This little squishy pineapple. I'm eating like 20 of these things. And the missus will eat cinnamon gummy bears like it's going out of style. But she don't like these. So I get to eat this the stale gelatin all by myself. The well, that's I like gaming, but I think playing Xbox games may have been where I developed the ability to gain weight. I'm gonna go put these back. I will sit there and eat them all. I will just tear them open and eat them. Yes, I'm eating my meal. She doesn't like gummies that much. She does like the little macadamia nut candies though. I made a fish. I'm sorry, Rachel. I saw the gummy pineapples. I knew they all were going to be mine. Until my granddaughter sees them, and then I'm not going to get any more. She has a weakness for gummy fruit. She will pass on every candy under the sun until she sees what do you call it? The gummy peaches. Peach gummies. That's why I quit playing Ghosts, because playing Ghosts, everybody had the Xbox Ones, and you couldn't shoot the guys with Xbox One. If you got a 360, you just can't shoot them. Yes, gummy peach rings killed her. Exactly. Yes, gaming is a time vampire. Look, it's a little green booger. Can't eat it anyway. So no, it's not a real booger. Freaking candy corn. We can't buy candy corn. We cannot bring it in the house. Because we'll open it and it's the same as the Good Arts peanut patties. There's no such thing as eating just one. If you buy a case of Good Arts peanut patties, you have to eat the whole case. It's like a law. You can't just take one out of the box and eat it and then save the rest for other days. I like the real candy corn. I can take or leave the generic stuff. But the real candy corn, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna eat it now. Or the little squares of caramel. Yeah, those are so good. I avoid that stuff. I mean, if anybody wants to like buy me a gaming console and ship it to me, I'll let you do that. I'm not gonna like deny you. And then the PlayStation 4, when you buy the machine, you get free access to the gaming world or whatever. I can't make Damascus. I can make a knife and play Call of Duty. I'm multi-talented. Oh, I still too for what I feel. I don't know. I am not fishing up to what I pay for a year. Which actually I need to cancel. Don't use it. I got started doing it because my kids were doing it, and um, I used to play World of Warcraft when it was a strategy game, and then now it's that online thing where you just click a mouse and it's boring as shit. Um, but back when you actually had to try to beat the computer, it was fun. I've got 2 or 3 external hard drives for mine that are packed full of games. I can just change hard drives and play games. Never could get Ghost to work off of the hard drive. It annoyed me. I'm gonna guess nobody has any, desire to do Bible talk or anything on here. Can't believe y'all are all saints and none of y'all have any questions at all. about anything ever. Y'all should be doing Bible studies. When y'all gonna start doing y'all Bible studies? I'm asking for a friend. I'm not being judgmental or anything. Why not just get Butterfingers? They're already made. Just saying. Butterfingers don't taste anything like candy corn. But that's the deal. There's so many different worlds. There's PlayStation people, and then there's um, Xbox, and yada yada yada. And some people, it's like actually a moral issue whether or not they do an MSN thing at all. So it's my job. It's my job to have a question for you. Um, there's nothing you've wondered about, because rather than me try to figure out what y'all need to hear, y'all could just tell me. Because we can't get together at I can't do like a normal pastor would do and follow y'all around at the church get-togethers and eavesdrop and stuff and watch from across the room and go, oh, we got this going on up in the church. I know I need to preach about. Oh, can't do that. Yeah, computers were new back then. I actually took DOS in college. It's my job to lead the study, but I mean, you can come. It's y'all's job to have questions about the scripture. So, how am I supposed to know what your questions are if you don't ask the questions? So that's what I'm saying. I'm actually pretty good in pulpit. That's what this is, Dior. But nobody ever taught. And I need to do a sermon on the evils of online gaming, I guess. That's all I've got so far. And that Walter's family has a really cool Bible I'd like to look at. Somewhere in my collection, I have a Bible from the 1890s. Fifth Sunday dinners are a big thing. I firmly believe in them. I actually think churches should have at least a monthly meal. And I think it should be treated a little bit more reverent than it is. Yeah, she in a proper oven. She got her oven back. Thinking about making some chicken pot pies, but I can't get the chickens though still. Wah, wah, wah. I did thaw out a tenderloin, the back straps and the tenderloin of roast off of a small goat that I believe is what we shall have for Saturday dinner. I did so much remodeling on base housing. It's not even funny. San Angelo and Abilene both did the bases there. Now I mostly started doing Bible study for me because it forces me to look deeper into it than just reading over it. If you're studying, then you actually have to like look at it. I gotta Google something now. Googling. So if y'all get a circle of death, don't sweat it. No, I've never done one of those. Um, oh, that's cool, Walter. Hi, Lance. How's it going, buddy? Thanks for sharing your pineapple candies with me, man. Those are good. Seriously good. I'm not going to go get any more. I'm not going to stay on here too terrible much longer because I got to get up and go over there while it's still cool in the morning. And I'm a day or so behind on what I wanted to have done to get my help to come back so she can start painting. Hey, I'm just being a jerk now. I'll get that to you sooner or later. Just don't want you to have to pay a bunch of like taxes for. That's crazy. Just hold it hostage. Maybe when you get over here, you just be able to pick them up out of the bar ditch. There, when the lakes go dry or whatever, you can just walk around and pick them up all over the place. I have a kettle. Don't lie to him, to yours. We have kettles. We have tea in the U.S. I like tea. I like hot tea. I just don't drink it that much because reasons. This whistle is very loud. This can opener sucks. It's easier just to use your pocket knife. Or your fixed blade knife, your bushcraft knife. Bushcraft knife, number one purpose, to open a can of pork and beans. Or soup. Or salad. They don't make canned salad, do they? That'd be gross. You imagine like opening it up and the lettuce being all wilted and stuff. Like soggy tomatoes. That'd be gross. Never mind. They try to can coleslaw and you wind up with sauerkraut. Aha! I found a 2-gallon percolator. I'm going to bring it home. Then I'll have one for church. Or for the next meet and greet. Which I'm thinking about doing. What do y'all think? Y'all think I should do another meet and greet around here? Just for tickles and grins. Doesn't really make any sense to do a meet and greet if I'm planning on leaving the country. But not by country, but this area. This is this photo's from the it was made in Omaha. In 71. Made Omaha, Nebraska in 71. Now I have this one. This is one I got from the Army Surplus store. This one works. This is what you get from C.H. Cadell's. Army Surplus, C.H. Cadell's. You can get the regular ones from CH Cadel's too, but this you can open a can of soup with. But I can still do it faster with a pocket knife. I don't know if I set one up, I'll just like pick a date and a place and say, okay, we're gonna do it here. I think if I do one, I think I'm gonna do it in post. The thing about the people around my area and stuff, they're not really interested. You know what I mean? See, what y'all are doing right now. Y'all are telling me that it's time for me to show y'all how to open a can of soup. Um, there's a reason men don't go anywhere without their jackknife, pocket knife, whatever you want to call it, because they're the ultimate tool. I used to keep not this one, but um, my um, older brothers brought some back. They were in the Navy, and they gave me one, and I carried it on my keychain for, well, from the time I was I'll put it on my keychain. I got it when I was 16. I carried it. I put it on my keychain when I was 21. And carried it until my daughter was 16. Carried it around a while. But I decided to quit carrying keys on my belt. So at first I got to find a can of canned salad. I mean, fruit cocktails, canned fruit salad, honestly. Who likes that green stuff they have at church all the time with the marshmallows and nuts and coconut and all that stuff? I don't even know what that stuff's called. It's got the little marshmallows in it. It's like mostly sugar. I love that stuff. That's gross, Rachel. I used to put the little rubber bands off of the green onions on mine. I don't know what kimchi is. I ate a lot of things that the missus will not smell. So there's that. Justifiably so. How's everybody in here doing on their food storage? Talking about fruit cocktail and all that. I think it's going to be more important than you know. Right now, if you didn't have much, I would try. I'd be more worried about getting stuff that's going to be hard to get, because I think when it comes down to it, the government will start, giving people beans and rice again. You wind up with getting government peanut butter and crackers and rice and flour and stuff like that. But like the canned fruit and all the stuff that keeps you from getting scurvy, that's going to be rare. Yeah, I understand that. If they come up with a canned taco salad, they'd be on their own. I'll rarely eat a taco salad. I like a good taco, but um, I like several good tacos actually. Yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow after I get done over there, I'll probably go into the grocery store. We try to keep canned fruit and greens and jellies and stuff. You've been able to dig into yours pretty hard though, haven't you? Well, to some degree though, Aid, haven't you? I'm keep kicking this MRE around behind me. I'm thinking about just eating it and being done with it. I think I've got like 3 or 4 MREs is all I've got. And those are MREs that people have sent me. I've never bought an MRE in my life. I've got, there's just better things to spend money on for me. I mean, I don't actually enjoy the MREs. So, I'm just trying to learn to eat different stuff than what normal. Like I've actually been eating quite a bit of the cracked wheat. Make my own malto meal or cream of wheat, I guess you'd call it. And that's a good plan. The peaches and the pears, I keep the pears. I don't keep the peaches because um, the wife won't eat them. So she'll eat a fresh peach every once in a while. And I like the freeze dried stuff, except I mean, you gotta have. I mean, water. I mean, that's the beauty of canned goods is they don't require water. Um, What I need to do is can some lard. The hardest, the we buy and rotate our vegetable oil and our cooking grease, because cooking grease will go off. But there's so many things that are better for you if you have the oil. I mean, it's a lot easier to make bread if you've got oil. Like, possible. And sometimes, even if it's not the best bread in the world, just bread will make everything seem better. You know what I mean? Just the fact that, hey, today I can have bread. And that's made possible by oil. It's kind of hard to fry a rat if you don't have any oil. Olive oil goes off real fast. I think was it coconut oil that's got a super long shelf life? That stuff flipping expensive, man. Oh, that's cool, Aaron. I can't get fruit trees to grow here. Put a lot of effort into this homestead just to find out that this is a really hard piece of land to work. You know, a guy could have a lawn here. He can do a little garden. You know, I can have chickens. You know, I can play at it. I need better soil if I want this to work. And just because you can make it work when everything's going, if it's this much work to make it work when everything's working right, how much fun is it going to be to make it work when everything's not working right? Does that make any sense? Yeah, but what is cheap? You know, $100 for 5 gallons of coconut oil, to me, that's not cheap. That's, you know, not when, because after you open it, you have to use it. We do not store stuff that we don't eat. We don't want to spend 5 years getting 5 years of food stored up, and then in another 15 years after that, because we get everything that's got a 20-year shelf life, but it's not stuff that we eat. It's okay. We've got all this food, but nothing happens, so we have to start all over again, and we just have to throw the other out. No, we prep what we eat because that's what makes sense. Ideally, a person has enough for 2 years. In a way to supplement. We don't have that. We're nowhere close to our goal. That's cool. You got the squash to come up. The broiling heat ended all of our squash dreams, our cucumber dreams, and our okra looks like it may bounce back. We may get late crops of okra. We've got a lot of good rain the past couple of weeks or whatever, and cooler temperatures, so the okra is actually doing a little bit of something. The tomatoes are actually coming back on, but I think the tomatoes will wind up getting froze out before anything comes from them. Exactly, but the heat here was killing it, Beaumont. Uh, it was literally watering twice a day, and it could not produce from the heat. It was literally the leaves were just falling off. I'll look into it, Walter. I've never done that much with it. I know ghee is pretty good stuff. I made a deal of ghee and I literally didn't put a lid on or anything on it. This is a test. It's going on 14 months sitting on the counter and it's still fine. Just sitting there open. The flies don't get on it. Nothing gets on it. Nothing tries to eat it. It's not growing anything. It doesn't smell funny. So I think that may be what I do is can ghee, which is not hard to make. See, now you guys are getting all hungry and stuff. And it's been the rest of this week. It's not going to get it's not supposed to get above 85. So I can live with it. But I mean, it's September. Um, we usually get a frost about mid-October, but the cold doesn't last. And like you can, if you cover all your plants and stuff, put a light in with them, cover them up, you can usually keep your vegetables alive through the first frost. We've harvested tomatoes. We've had fresh tomatoes from our garden on Christmas Day. So, but that was when we had better soil than here. Um, yeah, tomatoes stay alive if you keep them. Everything will. I mean, you just got to keep the cold off of them. Tomatoes are a tropical fruit. That's why they die in the wintertime. But tomatoes are actually designed to spread via vining and seed. In the jungle, one tomato plant may have runners on it that's 30 or 40 feet long. You don't even know what it is, where the roots are, where the main roots are, because it follows the light. I could go out there and I could pot me some tomatoes off of what I got out there, and I think I may do that and bring them in the house. Hmm. I use Pice Hope. No, uh, from December to February, bitter cold here. Well, for us, what we can, I mean, it. Uh, we see days that are single digits here. They don't last, but it'll get down in the 20s and stay in the 20s for 3 or 4 days at a stretch, sometimes 7 or 8. But then when it's like 30 and 40 degrees, we've got a 20-mile-per-hour wind. So you're looking at, a wind chill down in the 20s. Yeah, it'll get pretty cool down here. But now, soon as March gets here, it starts warming back up. But I put my potatoes out in March. So, yeah, it does help to have water. Soil. There are places on my property that I can get to the hard pan just by raking my foot. Google hard pan. There's just like a limestone rock that covers the entire state of Texas. Some of it, there's places where it's 12 or 14 feet down. I mean, all that's soil. There's topsoil, clay, hard pan. Here, it's topsoil, hard pan. And my hard pan is the thickest place I found it was 3 feet deep. Had 6 inches of topsoil on top, and it was 3 feet to get through the hard pan. A tree root will not poke through hard pan. You have to. So whenever I plant a tree, I have to dig a 3-foot hole, 3 foot across, down through the hard pan, and fill that back with topsoil, and then put my tree in it, and yeah. Well, you live in Colorado. You deserve it. The winters in Oregon and Washington aren't really that bad. I did not realize that Oregon and Washington State really aren't that far north. It gets colder in the Dakotas than it does in Oregon and Washington. The clay's below the topsoil, dealers. Some plants actually like clay. Some like loam, some like, it just all depends. There's grass here that won't grow anywhere but in caliche. But and trees do just fine after they get through the hard pan and down. They go through the caliche down into the. They've got to grow 40 foot of root to get to the water, though. The fruit trees have to grow 40 foot of taproot to get to the water. So you've got to keep that tree alive until it can grow 40 foot of taproot. And if it runs into another level of hardpan down there, which is possible, that taproot will crawl around looking for a way to get through it. And if it makes a bad decision and doesn't make it, there you go. That sounds like fun, Aaron. Yes, the yours. But it doesn't change the fact that it's cold. They get that dip down, and see, we get that here. People don't get that. I mean, you look at the cold temperatures and everything in Oregon's all nice and stuff, and then this thing just dips down, and all the cold comes down across the plains because it's the plains, and there's nothing to stop the weather from coming down here. It gets cold as crap up in the panhandle of Texas. I wintered up there a couple of years. I don't want to do that no more. You would have to have a D9 to bust hardpan, dude. Well, not all of it's is that hard. Mine's hard. Yeah, I forget y'all get wind over there. Wind's part of life, I guess. I spent my youth running from the wind only to find that it blows everywhere. Do you know the wind never bothered me in Florida? Or I don't remember it bothering me in Florida. It drove me nuts here. Still does when the wind blows, I get irritable. That's why I want trees. I want something to shut the wind down. Here, you can't go step out. You can't hide behind a tree from the wind here. You just can't. I think that's why they call it the high desert. I'm just saying. Stayed inside for that, Dior. I'm talking about everyday wind when it's just, wind. There's no clouds. There's no storm. There's no reason for wind. But the shit's blowing 45 miles an hour. Just blowing 45 miles an hour. Clear brown sky. 45 mile per hour wind. Oh, damn. Just cause. What's the problem? Yeah, I'm getting out here too. I gotta get up and go smear mud and run screws and all that crap. So get ready for getting close to starting to run the paint. So anyway, I'm gonna follow Walter's lead on this. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good night. Stay alive. Don't die. I think I'm 2,800 feet above sea level, in case anybody cares. 24. No, I'm 28. They're 2275 or something. Anyway. Love y'all. Y'all still out. Don't die. I'll see y'all Saturday-ish if I don't go just decide to do another live stream. Good. God bless y'all.